You have the ability to change your life right now. And that comes down to your habits and what you believe your capabilities are when it comes to implementing your habits.
It's time you reframe what a habit is. Habits are simply a system that you implement throughout your day, your week, or your month to achieve the goals that you want to. So let's get into it.
Here are 10 habits that can completely change your life when you slowly start implementing them into your day. Number 1, daily reflection. Staying present in your day-to-day is essential, and simply having a 5-minute reflection at the end of every day to go over what you did well, what habits did you implement, maybe where did you go wrong, and how you can do better the next day. This will allow you to have your habits at top of mind to continually working towards them. Number 2, set intentions for your day, your week, and your month. Be proactive when it comes to your habits. I find that a lot of us like to just sit around and wait. We think that we're waiting for Monday or January 1st or for a sign or for something to pop up and be like, boop, you're gonna change your life. When in reality, you have to make the changes that you want to see. You can't just sit here and be like, I want to be a new person, and you want to be that person over there, that new version of you, and you're not going to do anything in order to become that person. And being intentional is simply just, what am I going to work on today? And right off the bat, a habit is a task. You have to be intentional about it. Eventually, the more you do it, the more routine it gets and the easier it is to implement. But right now, wanting to change, you are going to have to put in the time to actually implement these habits. So set intentions at the beginning of the day, just start there. Number 3, this one changed my life, monotasking. I was always a great student. I can do a bunch of things all at once, but I always felt stressed. I felt like I never had enough time or I could never get enough done. And insert monotasking. Monotasking is simply picking one task, working on that task for an allotted amount of time, whether it's to complete it or to get a portion of it done. And then once you complete that, you go to the next task. Instead of having a billion tabs open, jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, monotasking is actually super beneficial. And I want to do a longer video on this, on the benefits of monotasking, so I will do that eventually. When it comes to this habit, whenever you're doing something, when it's prepping lunches or you're cleaning, pick one task and do it until it's finished. And I know, for all the ADHDers out there who are like, I can't do that, what do you mean? Set a 10-minute timer, set a 25-minute timer. That's gonna be your one task for 25 minutes. When the timer goes, boop, take a 5-minute break and then do another task, or go back to that task if it's not done and you still feel like you have enough energy to complete it. And monotasking is known to help you be more productive and effective with your time. Number 4, a cleaning routine. Having a habit of just simply tidying at the end of every night is so crucial for those of you who hate clutter. Or like me, when my space is cluttered, my mind is cluttered, and then I start like pushing away all of my wants, wishes, and dreams, and I just like cocoon in my clutter, and I'm like, there's no point in anything until I actually get the motivation to clean everything all at once. And then I have a nice fresh space. I love it. It's tidy, it's beautiful. And then slowly the clutter starts coming back up. And then we go through that cycle again. And what I have been implementing over the last couple weeks is I have a reminder set on my phone for a 15-minute tidy every single night. I know, right? Crazy. And when that alarm pops up on my phone, I get up, I pop on a playlist, pop my timer on for 15 minutes, and I just go for it. It's either tidy the bathroom or maybe the bedroom, maybe pick up all the laundry, the random jacket I threw over a chair, just tidy, declutter my desk. And what I've realized, I don't actually need 15 minutes. I actually get a lot done in that time frame because I did it last night, I did it the night before. Instead of allowing all of the clutter to start accumulating over the whole week and then having to do a massive like reset or clean on the weekend, it's actually super manageable. And I love a tidy place. Like, I don't realize how much my surroundings affect my mood and my energy levels. So having a cleaning routine or a habit where maybe Wednesdays are your bathroom tidy days, maybe Sundays are your bed sheets and your laundry days, whatever it is, have a routine that you can implement throughout your week so that you can declutter your surroundings and maintain your space. Number 5, sleep habits. Everybody talks about getting enough sleep being so crucial to functioning. You want to have more energy, get more sleep. You want to be more productive, get more sleep. But my habit for you under this one is not to go to bed early and wake up at 5 a.m. I'm not a 5 a.m. girly, I've tried. I'm an early bird. I probably wake up between like 6 and 7 every morning, even on the weekends. That's just natural. But that extra hour in the morning trying to push myself to wake up at 5 a.m., even if I go to bed at 8 p.m., I'm still tired and not happy about it. I'm a 6:30 a.m. girly. And so your sleep habit that I want you to try to implement is being aware of your sleep schedule. What is the sleep schedule that works best for you so that you are your most energized and your most productive? You can also be aware of when your sleep habits start dwindling. When I start scrolling till 1, 2 a.m., I know that I'm avoiding something. I'm not wanting to go to bed because something's gonna happen either the next day. Maybe I'm stressed, maybe something's going on, maybe a handful of days have gone by where I'm staying up till 1 or 2 in the morning. That's an alarm going off being like, Marissa, you're avoiding something, what is it? And I have to actually be aware and figure out what's going on. And so this habit comes down to understanding your sleep habits, but then also try different sleep patterns. And I know a lot of us have 9 to 5, so you're kind of really stuck in having to wake up in the morning during your weekdays, but you can also, if getting up early is not your thing, you can have a morning routine, but you can get up at 8 a.m. if you have to be at work at 9. Obviously you might have a commute, so if this doesn't work for you, it's not for you. But I just want you to be aware of how can you implement a sleep habit that actually benefits you. Where you get enough sleep, you feel like you've done enough in the evenings and you've had time to decompress and relax, and you actually have time in the mornings to enjoy your life. I wake up at 6:30 each morning, and that gives me about 2.5 to 3 hours before my workday starts. And I'm very lucky, I work remote, so I just go to my office when I need to start working. Prioritize your sleep as best you can. And I'm not talking about going to bed at the exact same time every single day for the rest of your life. Maybe for a week you go to bed at 10 p.m. Maybe for the next week you go to bed at midnight. Maybe the week after that you try to go to bed at 7 p.m. for some reason. Just figure out what sleep pattern works best for you. Habit number 6, less screen time. This one goes hand in hand with your sleep patterns. Less screen time is just beneficial all around because doom scrolling sucks. You're just laying there, scrolling, getting a cramp in your thumb for no reason other than to just numb your mind. And obviously, there are times when we have to do that, when we need to decompress, when we want to think about our reality sometimes. But if you are aware that you have a high screen time, it might be time to analyze that, ask yourself, why are you spending so much time like that, and how you can shift that habit to less screen time. I personally have like the timer on Apple where you can set time, like allotted hours for each app, and then like it pops up saying you've allotted your time. You can like exit out of this really easily and just go back into the app, but I do set it so every 15 minutes the another alarm pops up being like, you finished your allotted time, and that has pulled me out of a doom scroll so many times. And to have less screen time, you can also try to find something to fill your time with as a hobby of some kind. Drawing, coloring, reading, doing something else that is just not with your screen. It can also help you kind of escape your reality for a little bit if that is truly what you need. Getting away from screens is beneficial all around. Number 7, learn or try something new. Find a hobby or subject or something that you've never done before and give it a try. Because that like weird foreign feeling of, I have no idea what I'm doing, this is uncomfortable, is essential to your growth. It gets you outside of your comfort zone where it allows you to grow as a person. And I feel like we don't like being beginners, or even society or social media even doesn't praise people for being beginners. We only start seeing the praise and accolades come in when someone is super successful or if they've achieved so much, but we don't talk about that beginning portion down here where there was trial and error and failure. We only talk about the success part, but the beginner part where you have no idea what you're doing, that's essential to success. You have to start something in order to get good at it. You have to continue doing it in order to get better at it, and then eventually you'll get to achieving it, succeeding at it, and this is when people want all that praise and accolades, but you remember being at the beginning. And also, learning something new expands your knowledge. You can also meet new people in this community. Plus, you can gain world experience of putting yourself outside of your norm and your comfort zone. Number 8, reading nonfiction. So this can go in hand with learning something new. If you're learning something new through reading, great. Reading for 10 minutes a day even is essential to just learning new experiences, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. Because we are always changing. The world around us is always changing. So when we feel stuck, that's because there isn't change. We talk about how the years go by faster once you get out of high school. That's because in high school, you have so much change. Your subjects change, your friends change, you have new classes, new teachers, new things. But then once you get out of high school, or once you graduated college, you are in the same you're doing the same thing for 52 weeks if you're in a 9 to 5. There isn't much change. And that's why your years seem so quick. And so when you are feeling stuck, that means your body is craving change. Reading something new, learning something new, trying something new is a way to implement change in your current surroundings. It's an easy way to challenge yourself. And number 9, drink more water. This one is self-explanatory because truly being hydrated has so many benefits. So currently, if right now you are not drinking any water, try to drink at least like 1 water bottle a day. You will feel better. You are fueling your body, you are hydrating your body. And number 10, exercise. And no, I am not talking about starting to go to the gym 5 days a week to get shredded type of exercise. I'm talking about mobility, flexibility, movement, whether that's simply walking, just being aware of your body and what aches and pains you have. Do you have really bad posture? Does your back always hurt? How can you start doing exercises that will help that? Mobility exercises, working your hip flexors if you sit every day. My hip flexors are horrible. And so being aware of what movement and exercise you can implement into your day right now. Have a step goal. Honestly, walking is the best exercise you can implement right now if you are currently doing nothing. If you sit all day like me, walking around your living room and hitting a step goal is so beneficial, and it's so simple. So those are the 10 habits, but how are you going to actually make them stick? There are 3 ways to implement all of these habits into your day-to-day so that they actually stick. Number 1, small changes. I'm not talking about making massive, change your entire personality right now. I'm talking about itty-bitty changes. So like the example of water, drinking water. You're not gonna start drinking a gallon a day every single day for the rest of your life. You're gonna start with 1 cup. 2 cups. The joy of accomplishing something, of being like, I hit that habit, I did it, is so encouraging. If you have a really large habit and you don't hit it, you're gonna feel disappointed. You're gonna feel frustrated. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I suck, I didn't complete it. And then you're gonna avoid it. You're either gonna stop doing it, and then you're gonna go back to your old habits because that's your comfort zone. But if you are in your comfort zone right now and you're like, you know what, I wanna dabble in some change. I wanna implement some change. Start small so that you actually can achieve these things. Number 2, habit stacking. So if you haven't read James Clear, Atomic Habits, I suggest doing it. It's really eye-opening in how our cues and our body and our behavior is truly about our surroundings. And one of the terms he comes up with is habit stacking. I'm gonna read the definition of habit stacking. When it comes to building new habits, you can use the connectedness of behavior to your advantage. One of the best ways to build a new habit is to identify a current habit you already have and attaching this new habit to it. This is so beneficial. If you're wanting to drink more water, maybe when you're making your coffee in the morning, have your cup of water with you. And number 3, discipline. Showing up every day or week or however often you want to implement your habits so that these changes can actually accumulate so your life does look different. If you stick to something once a week for a whole year, that's doing something 52 times. If you stick to something once a day for a whole month, that's doing something 30 times. Show up for yourself and the person that you are wanting to become. So that is everything that I have for you in this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like. If you can also subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. I will see you in the next one. Bye!